All right. Ready, ladies?
Let's do it.
Awesome. All right. Hello, listeners, freaks and geeks. Welcome back to the Fandemic Nation podcast. We are a space that is very inclusive, and we want to make sure that we're creating a safe space for you to be your most authentic self. No matter your race, gender, or economic status, you're welcome in this space to geek out as much as you would like. So today we are starting with episode 4. Before we talk about the topic, let's do our quick introductions. I am Saturn, Nina.V.
And then
Let's jump into our topic, and now you can do the drum roll. Our topic is aging out. Are you too old to be a fan? Ooh, this topic gave me hot. Already mad. We ain't even started yet.
Damn.
But I'm not gonna go first because I feel like, I'm the yapper of the group, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna pressure one of you to go first. Oh, okay. Zen is pointing at me to be.
She did to me last time.
The peer pressure is real.
Damn. Fuck. I hate going first. It's giving school vibes.
I'll be the first to answer. Guys, we swear we're not teasing her or bullying her. We're supporting her to get outside of her comfort zone. Now let's bully her.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay. Alrighty, so I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I kind of took this in like a whole philosophical child psychology kind of point of view.
Get into it.
Well, because I guess it's just talking more about the roots of why, in our age, we're all in our 30s right about now, and there are people in our age group older than us who like kind of the similar things that we like: Harry Potter, K-pop, Marvel, DC Comics, whatever your interest may be. Or if you're just a music fan and like to geek out about rock music, which is fine.
Me.
Yes. But it just feels like there is a lot of resentment and generational trauma when it comes to us liking what we like at our age and kind of being called childish or saying that what we like is for children and that we are not. So I look at it this way, that ageism is kind of connected to joy. What we like gives us joy, and it's an enjoyment that is never really forced. So I'm kind of looking at it as in joy in a juvenile sense versus joy in adult. And when you're a child, you are bubbled. You are trying to be in a safe environment because of your family, your protectors. They want you in a bubble and not realize the hardships of life. So when we're children and we look at, shit like Barney, Barbie, whatever, Paw Patrol, like it's ensued with innocence, with wonder. And I even looked at a blog from Miracle Recreation about the importance of joy in child development. And it says that joy in children reduces anxiety, boosts learning ability, and encourages to try new things.
Wow.
And yet, those are all grown-up concepts.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look separately at joy in adults, it's more like a sense of purpose, meaning, making sure that we are healthier because, if we don't have joy, then we're stressed. And stress is the obviously number one killer in our society.
Oh my God.
But, it's not fair that when I guess we hit a certain age, maybe it's like teenager years where we're all a bit more moodier and it's like the veil is now lifted, that it just seems like we're supposed to go up from there into our adulthood. Like, no, you're an adult now, so you should be focused on bills, children.
No joy.
No joy. Yeah, watch Inside Out 2. It'll open your eyes if you've never seen that movie.
Oh, she is in my head for real.
Yeah.
I'm taking everything.
We grow up with less and less joy, and again, if you watch that movie, if you haven't watched that movie, you should watch that movie. It literally just gets into depths about our emotions and already, Riley at that point is going into teenager years, so you're gonna see all the emotions change, and us into adulthood, it just gets worse. And the more that we don't have our things that we like now, that joy is just never gonna come back.
Oh, read it up. Read it up. Oh my God.
All right, I'm done talking. Y'all go next.
You're not done. You gotta type more.
Well, I have examples, but that's for later.
Dang, I want to piggyback off of basically what you said. I didn't go as philosophical as you did, but
Hey, say whatever you want.
Hello. Working with children, I'm like, dang, you right on the money. I can only self my point. I on these kids. I gotta just watch and make sure that they're safe in a safe space. But as a fan, I don't believe people age out of it or like grow out of it. Maybe a bad habit or something that they picked up, but it's not something because they cherish it and enjoy it to the most. It's like the safe space that we all come to agree on and like love. And it's also possible to have more than one type of enjoyment because, us being fans, some of us are multi-fans, multi-stands, and things like that. It's not always the case. With children, I think they can only focus on one thing at a time, where I have a student who comes in, they have Paw Patrol this, Paw Patrol that. I said, oh my goodness. And then one day before they left the school, they were in, what's that other one? Not Paw Patrol.
Bluey?
Yes, Bluey. Switched right over to Bluey. I was like, what happened? You had this. You're right. You have the backpack. I got you a little gift in the office. And I was like, I don't watch that anymore. I said, oh, okay, great. But from when I was a child, you brought up Barbie. That was the OG girl. Everybody wanted a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
And I think for one of my birthdays, I made my dad, rest in peace, I had him look for some Barbie dream van. And he's talking to my mom for her birthday. He's like, Mom, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I went to like all these Toys R Us. If you know Toys R Us, shout out to you. He grabbed something, and then come to find out that one something he grabbed was what I was looking for. I just got the name wrong. The transition, because one thing led to another. That's when the Bratz dolls came out. I didn't want to look at Barbie no more. I was like, oh, I love these Bratz dolls. And
I need Barbie. Psych me there, Bratz.
Exactly. Like I got Jade, I got Chloe, I got all of them.
Yeah, it's the uniqueness of the doll shape.
Yes.
They're like the fact that it's like different makeups for each doll. That it was just it was genius marketing.
It was. Even though they used to work for Barbie, then there was a whole lawsuit with some more stuff. I said, oh, it gets deep.
Yeah.
But that was my example. I was like being a young child. Then when we go into the complexities of the emotions and come to find out like, oh, you can like more than one thing. And then it may have been a bandwagon then, but middle school, when I came home from after school and you were on Cartoon Network and Toonami was on, I was watching all that. I was like, oh, I can like martial arts. I can like this. I can like that. This is tight. If you know Toonami, shout out to you again. Because Tom was that man. Stop playing. But it's definitely very complex, like you say, philosophically. But like in the instant, anybody can go through this. It was a safe place. Once again, just me, my world. Yeah, the TV, but it was the highlight of being young.
Yeah, and I think you guys are both touching on really important things. It's like there was a certain level of acceptable escapism in your childhood that they don't want you to have in adulthood. So it's like you were able to play with your dolls and able to get excited about a new thing that was coming out, able to make some time to watch Tsunami and watch your shows, and you received no judgment from it. It was almost as if it was something that parents really wanted you to do, probably because they wanted some time to breathe, but also because it really sparks creativity and it helps you become a more creative person if you're making enough time for play and making enough time for enjoyment of any type of art form or type of artistic outlet. And it is when you become older, there is this expectation for you to now let go of said interests and to no longer have a space where you can escape from what's happening in your reality. And I think it's because they want us to be mature enough to be able to handle the things that are happening in the real world that might not be represented in some of the things that you might have enjoyed in your childhood. But also, I think personally, it's kind of a scam because really what they're doing is they're trying to make sure that you don't get distracted enough to really crave joy, because it's kind of hard to work a 9 to 5 and then crave joy. It makes life a little bit harder, right?
Absolutely.
So they want you to kind of abandon that joy so that you can really commit to those things like your 9 to 5 or your job or whatever it is that they're trying to make you feel like you need to leave behind so that you can prioritize. And I think that it's ridiculous because it's absolutely a world that exists where we can, as adults, have things that we enjoy and still be responsible. Like, my bills are paid. I'm going to work. I'm focused on my job. I'm excelling at work. And now I need to make some time for me. Because if I'm not making time for me or prioritizing myself, the quality of my work is going to drop. So I need to make that time for me to really enjoy things that I love. And also, when I do that, it sparks creativity. And in the real world, you need creativity. In your real grown-up job, you need to be able to think critically and think outside the box and see things from perspectives, which are things that you actually learn through play, through entertainment, through art. So I really don't like this kind of expectation. Like, I don't care if the excuse is you need to be more mature, it's going to help you prepare for the real world. It's excuses to me. I think in reality it stifles your growth and it stifles your creativity and it stifles your development, and you become this kind of shell of yourself. I truly believe that your true self is who you were as a child. And what happens after that is you trying to either protect that or neglect that child that you have inside of you. That's what I think. And I like to feed my inner child because I think it really sparks more joy in my life.
Come on.
Therefore sparking more creativity, giving life better quality overall. Like, that's how I feel. So I get really triggered when there are people who are my age or older trying to make me feel like I need to give up my anime, I need to give up cosplaying, I need to give up Harry Potter, I need to give up my Marvel movies. Like, I'm not going to give that up, you know? It's not going to happen because it's bringing me some peace of mind. And wherever you can find a little bit of joy, whenever you can find a little bit of peace in today's environment, you better steal that. You better steal that joy because it's not easy. It's not easy. We're living in dark times, okay? So I think it's really important to prioritize yourself. I also want to talk about the fact that it doesn't just come from my older peers or peers that are my age. It does come from them, and I think it's that response that I get from them really comes from this sense of jealousy, but also confusion, because they feel like, why can't I feel that? You know what I mean? Like, it's because we're not supposed to. It's like their excuse to accept where their life is. So it's like, if you're not happy with your life, you create excuses to accept it instead of actually making changes to enjoy your life more than you already have. And so I think that happens a lot. And it happens to me too. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I definitely have times where I'm like, oh, I don't really feel satisfied. And there are things I can do to make my life more satisfying, but I have this immunity to change. I'm scared of change. And so I'm scared that if I do something different that I might really enjoy, I might be judged or I might be embarrassed. So I'll avoid that thing even though I know it's going to bring me happiness. So I'm not just talking shit. Like, I can relate to that mentality, and that's why I know where it's coming from, but I can't let it affect everything I do. So when someone else is doing it, I'm like, I know why you're doing that, but I'm still going to go do my cosplay because it brings me joy. Yes. And I hope that you figure out, I hope you find something that also brings you joy as well. But I think where I receive the most hate is probably from the younger people, which actually doesn't really make any sense.
I've seen that. No, I've seen that.
It doesn't make any sense because, guys, if you're lucky, you're going to be old too. You're going to be old. And so are you saying, when you're saying, oh, auntie this, or unc this, or why y'all doing that at your big age at 30, you're doing... Why are you doing that? Are you saying now that you're going to give up the things that you enjoy when you're 30? And if you're saying yes, my question to you is why? Who are you hurting by engaging in your favorite shows? If you want to watch Bluey on your downtime, who does that hurt?
Sure watched it.
All you're getting is social emotional skills from that show. So who are you hurting?
Let
by
yourself
watching that?
self-soothe by yourself.
What
Don't
that
bring me
doesn't
in it.
hurt anyone.
Mhm.
It's like it doesn't mean that you're not being an adult if you're still taking care of the things you're supposed to do. People are acting as if it's like one or the other.
Yeah.
It's like if you enjoy that stuff, then you're not being responsible. You're not saving your money. You're not taking care of your health. What? No, I'm doing all that, and I'm gonna go watch everybody real quick. Like, what's the problem? But have you guys experienced any moments where you're feeling like someone's throwing shade towards you, like? And you don't have to drop any names, but maybe like someone in your family, like, and if it was, or like, or like
Maybe the first one.
or like a person, like a person who like passed by, maybe you don't know them, and if so, like, what's that experience? What was it like? Were they older, younger, and how did it like just make you feel? How did you respond to it?
You know, I have a bunch of examples.
Oh my God.
Well,
that's not good.
it's not good.
That's
but
real. That's real. People can relate to it, so share.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I don't really get like when it comes to people that I don't know, I don't try to take it too personally. I might stem off it for like maybe a couple of minutes or so, but it's gonna go away. But you know, the true bully is family, because that's where it's gonna stem from.
So
That is where it's gonna stem from.
Don't think you're bullying me. I love you. I promise.
Meanwhile, stop bullying me.
It's a little
Let me
thing.
live my life.
No, don't worry, my mom doesn't listen to this podcast, so my mom.
Dang.
My mom definitely, yes. Okay, I've got a couple examples.
Yo, let me say something. Nina is always gonna name drop. We'll say don't name drop, don't name. She's gonna name drop every time. Go ahead.
My mom's name is. But anyway, first example, there are a lot of the times where especially during stressful jobs, sometimes I like to color. It helps me clear my mind. I don't do it as often. I know I have like a bunch of coloring books saved somewhere in my storage. So there was one time a couple of years ago I had started an adult coloring book, and a couple of years later I found it again. I was like, oh, let me finish this one page that I was still on, because with adult coloring books it's very intricate. There's a lot of
Shape,
details.
yeah, a lot of details. So I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I do my thing. And I remember finishing that just one page that I had started a couple of years ago. And I showed my mom, I'm like, look, I finished it finally. She was like, and what was the purpose of that? To feel happy. Yes. It was to feel happy. It was to be calm.
That shit hurt me. Damn.
Yes.
That didn't even happen to me. My feelings hurt.
Not even a pause, bro. You just said,
Oh.
Yeah. What was that? Yeah. Example number 2.
Damn. I'm not ready. I'm still in recovery.
As you may know, Nina.V, I'm into K-pop, as so are my friends, and they've known me for quite a while now. They used to know that I've put posters up on my room of my favorite idols. Do you remember all that?
Of course.
Okay.
Lord.
So I am another person that is I move a lot. So a lot of those posters are still saved, the ones that are not ripped. They're in storage, but recent apartments, you know, I like to think creatively, and I like to make sure that the room or the space that I'm in is not always the same. So I like to change things up every time I get a new apartment. So I remember, you know, the last couple of apartments that I've been to, I have not been putting up posters lately. And so I remember hearing a comment that my mom made one time that, oh yeah, that I am maturing because posters that I had in my room made me feel like a teenager. So she's glad that I don't put posters up.
Wow, you never told us this. Wow, she's spilling tea on the podcast. She didn't even share with us. Baby, no. Wow.
Yeah. Pre antidepressants, those were the things that I always just.
Of course.
Like,
So I was
never
going
was
to ask you, like, how did you feel about that, and how did you respond to it?
It's just. I've always had this in my mind, like. I've already taken this emotional abuse so many times that you think I would have some sort of immunity to it, but I do not. It hurts tremendously, and I don't like it, and Mind you, the girls have not seen my new plays. I do not have any posters up on my wall.
Yeah, sometimes those things do affect you and they do make you change your ways. And, you know, I've definitely been a person who responds that way to a lot of things. Like, I still be waking up and cringe, like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this thing. And everybody thinks it's so weird. And I have to make sure I never do that thing again. And it's like, that's not necessarily true. I think that's just your anxiety talking. But it's hard because you want to be, especially us, we all grew up as really good girls. We followed the rules. Like, we did our best not to get into trouble. So we really, exactly, to make sure that we're making people proud, and we were definitely in our people pleasing era back in the day. So it's hard to shake some of those old habits. Someone tells you need to change something about yourself and it'll be better. You think, okay, instead of thinking, well, why? It's, you know, and something that my mom told me that I really appreciate is that if it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, then it's okay. And sometimes I use it against her. But for the most part, she's really lives in that lifestyle. She really wants me to like do the things that are really gonna bring me joy. She definitely has a lot of high expectations of me. Like, that's no secret. I'm sure everyone who knows me knows that. Like, my parents have very high expectations of me and want me to be very mature and want me to be able to handle things and fix problems. In terms of creative expression, especially now versus in the past, my parents have been, my mom has been more open to that. My dad is just accepting to that. It's the word I would use. But I think, yeah, if it doesn't hurt anyone, if your posters are hurting literally no one, there's no issue with having posters on the wall. Sorry. Like, that's just how it is. I don't like it for aesthetical reasons. Like, I have so much art that I need to hang, and I'm like, it needs to be perfect. It needs to have the perfect frame and be in the perfect. And I do get like yelled at a lot. Like, why are you buying stuff and you're not? I always thought Nina.V was so cool because she would actually hang up her art and hang up her posters. And I'm like, oh man, I need to do this. I need to be like this. But I still can't get it right. It's a struggle. I struggle with that.
Trying to get like you.
I know, right?
It's hard.
But yeah, if it doesn't hurt anyone, it's literally, what's the issue? And I don't really know what makes it mature that most adults don't do it.
Well, I guess not.
Like, what makes it mature? You know, like, how does it showcase maturity? Showcasing maturity is like being reliable, right? When you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do something. You know, taking care of your finances, taking care of your health, having, you know, emotional intelligence, and thinking about how you're affecting people, having empathy. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do these things, like cosplaying and hanging up your posters and watching your shows, how is it showcasing immaturity? Other than the fact that most adults don't do it, or do it on the low and don't.
I feel like it's because they do it on the low. It's like when a family buys a house, they have the man cave and the women's bed.
Talk about
out right now. They got the man cave. The women don't go over there. They're busy cleaning up the house. The kids are in their room watching whatever. And the man is in his cave, on his chair, on his sofa, with his TV playing.
With his cards collected. Girl,
come on.
And that's another thing. There are certain things, the ageism, there's a certain line of like what is acceptable and what's not, but it's all the same shit. It's like, oh, you can like a sports team, it don't matter how old you are. You can pay 50, 60, you want to paint your body red for your sports team? Normal. Not weird at all. You want to go to a car show, you want to collect cars, even though that's really bad financially, but hey, it's acceptable. You're not considered immature for that.
Thank you.
How does that make any sense? Somebody tell me. Someone make it make sense to me.
I can't.
I'm gonna wait. Tell me in the comments if it makes sense to you, because I'm real confused. But did you have any examples? Or did you have more examples about your experiences with ageism?
I do have one good one. It hasn't directly happened to me, but I've been told through a mutual. Let's call her the artiste. I love you, baby. She had told me before we got to our ripe age of 30.
Yes, crazy, apparently.
30, so old, crippled,
So ridiculous. I feel great in my 30s.
I feel it too. I still feel young.
My
I
20s were.
my 20s, 30s, 20s.
My 20s was not the vibes.
It wasn't. We were struggling with it.
Anyway, go ahead.
That they saw people older than them at conventions. Y'all know it's Zen, the cosplayer. at the conventions. They're like, "Oh, y'all are older. What are y'all doing here?" Da, da, da. When we get to that age, we're not gonna be y'all at conventions. Da, da, da. Here I am next to y'all at the age of 30 at the convention. I was talking all that smack. Okay, okay. And it's never, of course, never happened to me.
Yeah.
People, I've got a positive response. I'm like, "Oh, you're so cool." And then when I see other K-pop stands at concerts and stuff, and they have to be there with their mom and dad and whoever else.
Yeah.
I'm like,
friends.
I can buy the stuff I need to.
Yeah.
I got my money. I can do this.
Yes.
I have the maturity, the ability to do this without really caring. At the end of the day, if I get hurt by it, I'm allowing that to hurt me.
It affects you.
It affects me, but I can also not let it affect me. I can enjoy myself to the fullest without. Well, I'll go with the girls that I want to go with, and we're all on the same same page. Be like, yes, go ahead, the stage. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to care about their opinion anymore.
Yeah. It definitely feels like more of a vibe to be able to go somewhere with your friends instead of like relying on your parents to like provide that for you.
Say something now.
Something else that you made me think about too is the fact that people are really scared of aging, and I totally get it now. Because if you're thinking the expectation is you can no longer have fun, why wouldn't you be afraid of aging?
Yeah.
Like if the expectation is, oh yeah, when I'm 30, I gotta make sure I'm settled down. I gotta make sure I'm married. I gotta make sure I'm just focused on my job and my kids and nothing else. If you think that's what it means to be an adult, of course you're afraid of aging. I would be terrified too. But aging can be what you want it to be. As long as you're taking care of yourself and you're not hurting anyone, aging can look like whatever you decide it looks like, not the expectations of or the expectations of society. Like you can just do what you want to do with your life. It might be your one life. Don't you want to build it the best you can? We already have to deal with all of these like outside factors that we can't control that are fucking our lives up. Like we all have to deal with that. So why don't you try to create some joy where you can to help you combat those things so that you want to continue to stay living, so that you want to make sure that you're making more good memories with you and your loved ones. But if you're thinking it just has to be all super structured and there's no time for play and there's no time for joy and celebration, well, fuck yeah, I'm scared too to get old. What the fuck? Like hell no. I'm gonna be turning up as long as I'm able to, as long as I can move my body and cheer for whoever is on the stage. I'm gonna be at them concerts. As long as I got the energy to go to the cons and dress up and shop with my friends and laugh and kiki, I'm gonna be doing that. Like I'm not gonna just stop because I'm my 40s and my 50s. What the fuck? That's weird to me. Like I need y'all to help me understand. Maybe it's something I'm missing. If there's a perspective that I'm missing out on, you let me know. Now, I do think that there is a line. Everything has boundaries, right? Everything has a perimeter. Obviously, there are some things where we do just have to grow out of them. We can't just love everything that we loved in our childhood. Like, if it's not safe for you or if it's not serving you to enjoy it, you need to let it go. Like, stop eating all that damn junk food. It's bad for you. You know what I mean? Like,
I just had McDonald's.
Metabolism cannot keep up anymore. That time is over. Like obviously there are some things that you do have to mature over. Like, you can't just be watching TV all day. There are things you gotta do. You gotta move your body. You know, there's just I get that. But in terms of like things that you enjoy, it's you're not really causing you any harm. If anything, it's giving you some peace of mind. I think people need to mind their business, and they need to let you enjoy what you enjoy. That's how I feel about that. But I do think there's a line. So,
From just like how school taught us. Remember the schedule? You have math, art, music, history, science. Those are your work, your responsibilities. And then we at least have that half-hour recess. Can I get the recess, please?
yeah.
Can I get the recess?
They're like, after certain age, you don't have recess anymore. Why?
Is that just me going home, doing what I need to prepare for the next day? I don't have homework anymore, bro.
Or fuck the recess. Give us back nap time.
Like, what's going on? Why? Why can't we have that no more? Somebody make it make sense to me. I don't freaking get it. And now that I can look back with a different insight and different perspective on things, I'm like, holy shit, I've been a grown up this whole time. Nah, fuck that. I gotta free my inner child. Like, oh wait, pause. What? I actually didn't have enough play in my youth. I actually didn't have enough fun in my youth. Like, maybe for some people who are saying that to me, maybe they've experienced a lot of play and a lot of fun in their youth, or maybe they didn't and they just feel like we don't deserve it. And it's like, no, I deserve it. So do you, person who's making fun of me and telling me that I shouldn't be doing it. You deserve that happiness too.
But because you're making fun of me, I don't think you deserve it. I'm sick of you.
It's like, no, we all deserve to take care of ourselves, and part of self-care is like making time for joy. So I was like, fuck that, I'm feeding my inner child. Yes, I bought this Smush Mellow. Absolutely did, and I actually need another one because it helps me self-soothe and it makes me feel happy. I love it when I'm wearing super comfortable clothes, watching Harry Potter, having my Smush Mellow, drinking my chocolate. There's nothing immature about that. It's just me feeling comfortable, but you couldn't have told me that in my 20s and my teens that was not considered immature, which is really sad and weird. But yeah, you gotta feed your inner child. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's just a little. Even if it's just a little smidgle.
Just try. If it feels a little awkward, like at first, like just try. You don't need anyone's approval on it either. So you don't need to like say, oh, I'm gonna tell my friends that I do this thing and see what they think. Like if you just want to make time for yourself to like watch your comfort show and like just zone out for a bit, you don't need anyone's approval for that. You know what I mean? But if you do feel like you have a safe community where you can talk about things without being judged, that's good. Talk to your friends. You know, they might have things in common that you guys can do together. It'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. And that's why I feel like all three of us are creatives, because we create that time and make that time to do things that we really enjoy. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean?
Because real life ain't it.
And it ain't going anywhere.
It's still there the next day when we gotta wake up for work.
Facts. I told them earlier I wasn't gonna yap a lot. I lied. I lied. I have one more thing to say about this.
It just came to mind. I have one too.
I think another thing that's happening too, and the reason people are feeling like that, is not just their peers, but it's also the media. Like media showcases people enjoying their hobbies at a very young age. People in pop culture, all the pop stars have to be a certain age, especially if they're women. They're not allowed to be older than 30. Like, or they have to be like Beyonce, who has started since she was 16, and like now she has obligation to her fans to continue to be a singer. Absolutely. Well, not really an obligation, but you know, there is an expectation for her to keep going because she's a legend. But you know, but starting off your career is really hard to do when you're in your 30s. People are like, oh no, you're aged out. It's almost like the industry has really marketed joy and entertainment to a younger audience, and it seems to be about youth. Even in shows and movies, it's like the best years of your lives in your 20s, which is a complete lie. We need to stop lying. Like, especially if you're in college and you're working, and no, it's not the best years of your life to have homework, go to work and then go home and do homework. That's not the best. But it's marketed that way, so I understand too why people might be gaining that perspective. But you can't believe everything you see in the media. You know what I'm saying? What were you about to say?
That leads into every time we do watch something, like a movie or whatever, they make the main characters this beautiful, young girl who's got straight A's, but is also talking with Tom down the street because that's her boyfriend and she's head cheerleader. All these unrealistic expectations as a main character. That's why they're the main character. You cannot, I don't think that's possible for anybody to do.
And it's weird because then it makes people, the viewer feel like they're not the main character of their own life. That's why representation is so important. Representation in race, representation in your sexuality, your gender, and age. Like, why is every protagonist super young? Like, I need, if you have recommendations for shows and movies where the protagonist is a woman in her 40s, I'd appreciate that. Like, I'd have to keep rewatching Girlfriends and Sex and the City because those are the only shows I really have where it's like, oh, these people were living these fabulous lives and they're in their 30s. Like, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else, like, is always living these lives in their teenage years or in their 20s. And it's the expectation to be having that much fun and freedom is a lie. I can't. It's driving me nuts. And it's something I don't feel connected to. And when you only consume that, like, you can consume that, sure. You can like a show. I like shows that or sometimes the protagonist is younger. But if you only are consuming that, you'll start to feel like you're not the main character in your own life. And that's whack. Don't do that. That was a good point.
Wow.
Final thoughts?
Shout out to the people who are older than us who
Yes.
go to concerts, concerts, any type of entertainment that is like, and I'm not talking about like 40s and 50s. I'm talking about for the people that do not have like, you know, good health wise, the people that you be seeing with a walker or wheelchairs or any kind of like accommodation. Like we see you and we should really cherish you guys because you are living the life that we want to live so bad.
Yeah.
Because we want to still enjoy that in our 70s, our 80s, still going to concerts.
So y'all are super cool if you see that. Okay, that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you for listening. Please remember to like, subscribe, or do whatever the fuck they do here on Spotify. We have been your hosts. This is Saturn.
Nina.V.
And then.
Thanks for listening.
Woo, 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 woo. That's a wrap.